Hi there, I'm Daniel Emery with Student Driver Products. My intention with this video is to help you with an installation of an Instructor brake. Hopefully after you see this video that it will help you with your own installation, or it could even help you if you're in the purchasing process trying to figure out whether or not our product will fit. Let me start by showing you what you're going to get when you order the product. I've just unboxed this one, and here's everything that it comes with. I've got the optional adjustable bison base. It adjusts to the angle of your floorboard, and then you tighten the two sides of it. It's like a piano hinge, and once it's in place on the floor, it's heavy enough and large enough that it won't slide, and you don't have to drill into the passenger side. This is a real time saver. You can get the kit without that, and it's less expensive, but it will take your installing more time. So I recommend getting it. There's a discount if you get it together. The Instructor brake by itself is item 86. If you get the optional plate, the bison plate, it's item number 200. Comes with instruction sheets, installation instructions. It's got my name, my number, and if you need me, you can text me or call. And sometimes it helps if you can send me a picture of what you're dealing with. Pictures are worth a lot, so that helps. Comes with some zip ties, sorted hardware to help you install it. I will make a note that this cable is cut to length. We send it, when it comes to you, it's much longer than you should need. I always lay it in the car and then lay out where my pieces are going to go, and then I take it back out of the car and I cut it to fit, and I'll go over that in a minute. A couple of features that are unique for us. One, that plate. This pedal bracket is an offset pedal bracket. It gives you a little more room, wiggle room, because the cable is pulling offset to where the pedal is, allowing you to, if this is in the floorboard, it allows you to get this pulley bracket out of your way so that the pedal doesn't strike it when it comes down. Another feature that Student Driver Products has is this helper piece. What I was running into a lot of times was it's hard to get a perfect placement on this pulley block. You know, if you have to place it on the floor to where it gets a straight pull on the brake pedal, a lot of times the area that you need to mount it to isn't suitable, or the pedal could strike it when it comes down. This gives you an option of you can put screws anywhere in here mounting the plate to the floor, and then this slides and you can lock it in place. If I had two hands, you can see it slide. You see it slides along the strips, and then you can lock this nuts in place. It's a great addition. And this comes standard with item 86. I also want to take a minute and show you another optional piece that's on the website, studentdriverproducts.com. This is an optional pedal lock. We were getting a lot of questions about, do we offer a pedal lock? So we ended up designing this. It comes with this quick release clevis pin. You slide it out, and then it becomes operational again. If you did not want to use the system, but you didn't want to remove it from the vehicle, very easily slide this in place. Just slide your pin back in and lock it. And this is item 182 on the website. It does not come standard in the kit. Alright, now that you're familiar with all the different pieces, the next step of the installation I always do is start over on the driver's side. You need to figure out where you're going to place these pieces and how they're going to fit. I know that the cable is going to come from this direction. It's going to come right through there. It's going to lay over the accelerator pedal. This is on a 2012 Corolla. This is probably the most common installation that I do. These cars are pretty simple to do installations on. The Student Driver product fits well on it. The cable is going to go over the throttle. It's going to swoop down, and it's going to connect with the pulley block here. It's going to come in right there. So what I'm doing is placing everything and make sure that it's going to work and fit and function well.
I've loosely got the pedal bracket on the pedal shaft out of the way enough. You know, the driver's foot is going to be here, so I want to make sure this is high enough that it doesn't hit or come in contact with the driver's foot. But you also want it as low as possible so it gets a mechanical advantage. You want to look at the angle, the pull angle. It needs to be direct, straight to the floor. What you don't want to have happen is you put this too low, and then as the pedal goes down, the angle becomes greater between the 2 points, because then it becomes very difficult to press the brake pedal from the passenger side. So you're going to look at this angle here, and it's also helpful to crank the vehicle and press the pedal down with the assistance of the booster. Show you here and hold the camera too. Pulley block's going to be about right here. See, that's too low. Raise it up a little bit. Much better. You'll have to play with this. You know, you're never going to have a perfect ideal situation, but you want to get it as close to a straight pull as possible. And then what you want to do is, once you've decided where you think the best place to put this is, make a rough estimate of a measurement between the outside of the vehicle and where you want to place it, and about how far back from the wheel you are, and then that way you can go underneath and you can inspect this area, this mounting area, and make sure that there's no obstructions or pipes or things that could be damaged when you drill through the floor. Very important step. Okay, got the pulley block successfully mounted. I looked underneath and made sure that there was nothing in the way of it. I've got this loosely mounted, and I'll tighten that finally when I get the cable in place. But you see here, I've got the cable housing coming through. It's attached to the pedal on the other side. I've just laid it in the car where I think it needs to be. What I've got is I've cut the sheathing back so that I can mark this cable housing. What I'm going to do is get it about where I want it. You don't want to have it too taut in case the pedal assembly gets moved on the passenger side. You don't want it to jerk and accidentally apply the brake. What I've done is I'm going to mark it with a magic marker right there and take it out, and I'll show you how I cut it. Alright, you can't see it, but I've got a permanent marker that I marked my length there that I want to cut it. What I'm going to do is pull the cable out of the housing. I've got some nipper pliers here. They're really sturdy. What I'm going to do is bend the cable housing to expose one of the coils. Get a good bite on it and cut it. Feed my cable back through. Alright. Stop. Alright. Show you what I've done here. I went ahead and got the cable through. Got the housing tightened. It's very important. I didn't mention this before. Make sure that the housing comes through just enough where it's flush. You don't want to come out in here where it could interfere with the pulley. Same on the other side. Make sure that it's adjusted to the right depth, I should say. And then route your cable. Loosen the nuts on the U-bolt as far as they'll go so that you have a lot of space with that U-bolt. You're going to go through the U-bolt, in, around, you're going to make a loop, come back through, and then tighten it down. It's important that there be just a tiny amount of slack there Do you hear that? That's the pedal on the other side moving just slightly. You don't want to have this too tight, or it can apply the brake pedal when you don't need it to. You don't want to have it too loose, because then you won't have any reserve pedal over there on the passenger side. When you're done with everything and it's tight, you need to have an assistant press the brake pedal a few times while you watch the mechanism and make sure that it's smooth. Perfect. One last thing to mention, I took the excess cable and tied it up here like that with the zip ties. You can either do that, or sometimes you don't have enough space to do this. I will take and lay something heavy down here, like some heavy rags or a fender cover, and use a welder and just zap that right there, and what it does is it cauterizes it so it won't fray. I hope this was helpful, and again, my number's listed on the website and the instruction packet if you have any questions. Thanks.